excited to be back for another episode. I can't believe October is flying by and it's already going to be Halloween. Need to think of a fun Halloween costume for the trick or treaters because Margot and I have made plans to hand out candy, especially because it's our first Halloween here and we live in an apartment like community. So I'm assuming there's going to be kids and parents like trick or treating within it, not just like going to people's houses. I'm not sure. I'm new to this whole suburbia thing, to be honest, because in the city, basically a lot of people live in apartments. So I feel like that's how kids trick or treat. So who knows how it happens here, but we are going to go to the store and buy some candy so that we actually have like good candy to pass out. And I was thinking about what my costume's going to be because I was initially just going to wear pajamas and, like relaxing clothes. But I'm thinking it might be fun to dress up. Not anything over the top, but just, have a little fun with it. So I need to figure that out. I think I am gonna dress up though. I'm not huge into Halloween. Like usually I wouldn't dress up or unless I'm going to a friend's like Halloween party, but if it's Halloween, I'm not like going out on Halloween or necessarily going crazy and putting that much energy into it. I don't know if it's because I'm already like mentally in the holiday, like Thanksgiving-y, like Christmas like mindset that I'm just like not worth my time or energy, but I feel like I've been sleeping on Halloween a bit. So I am going to dress up. Probably won't take much peer pressuring. Get Marco to dress up too. So I'll keep everyone posted. And in next episode, let you know what we're going to be. I have some ideas brewing in my head because we have been watching Modern Family. Marco turned me onto it. I've seen like bits and pieces of episodes over the years, but nothing to the point where I like any idea of what was going on, who was who, like what the kind of dynamics between each, character and the family members are. So we started it from the beginning recently, and Marco's already watched it through, which is the now kind of a first for me because there aren't many shows that we watch that like I haven't already watched because I've always like binged more TV than he has because he also has like productive hobbies like working out and being like physically like active, and I have those hobbies too, but I like to do them I guess more indoors. Sometimes like, I'd rather like walk on the treadmill and watch TV than like sometimes walk outside or go running outside. I've just watched so much more TV and that's, not neither a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm very excited to be watching Modern Family and I'm in this obsessive state because right now we're like binge watching it. It's just so good and I love so many characters. And it's fun to have conversations with Marco about like he'll ask me questions and like who's your favorite couple or person in the couple, and if you've watched Modern Family, I'm hoping you like it, but I guess if you don't like it, that's fine too. Not everyone likes the same things, but I like it and recommend it. So um, especially if you have a big family, because I have a big family and like even like cousins and things like that, like big family and we're close. But there are so many characters in our family also. So I feel like watching Modern Family in a way like helps me feel seen because of things that I've experienced with my own family, even though our families are so different and the dynamics are obviously different. It's a TV show, but I love connecting with TV shows in that way, which is why I think I just love watching like TV and movies. There's just storytelling is like a beautiful thing, and also in TV shows, especially. So I just seeing the character dynamics and then also like characters evolve over seasons. That's just something that I've always resonated with. And, so I've watched shows for like years and years, even if they're like ABC shows or NBC shows that some people are like, what is that? They're so predictable, but or almost maybe too close to home. I enjoy those, even though, obviously everyone's acting it's based off of real life experiences, I'm sure, from the writers. So I just love seeing the creativity and unfold. That's me geeking out about TV a bit. So it is one of my passions. But I think what inspires me when I watch it is the creativity. And nowadays, too, with so many different like reality shows, you just see so many walks of life and learn things also. Like, we know reality shows are not 100% real. They're obviously, there's scripted reality shows and things are edited, but you still do see a lot of behind the scenes, I feel like, usually with them from people's lives, glimpses of them depending on the show. Like, I like watching Fixer Upper, which ended, but then they like, I think it's on HBO Max or something. So yeah, just learning so much about like flipping houses and interior design and interior decorating. I feel like seeing so many different creative jobs or just, exposing myself to so many different types of shows also helped me like grow my natural, like genuine passions for certain things like interior design and home decor, and has probably inspired me to subconsciously to dream all of these dreams because I like actually feel like I'm seeing people do things even though it's a reality show. It's still obviously people's real lives. They are, usually working in that profession. So I love watching all types of reality shows. Like obviously I love my drama ones like Vanderpump Rules, but definitely love the fixer upper and like home improvement ones and fashion ones like things like Project Runway and Glow Up. Yeah, on Netflix. That one's like makeup design. Oh, if you love makeup and just like art, really people like basically anything to do using makeup as art. Watch that show. It is so good and it also is like set in the UK, so it's just automatically makes it a little bit more interesting, let's be real. Um but it is really great, and it's lots of aspiring, like, makeup artists, like, people that, like, are in that world, competing, but it's really good and just awesome to see, like, the creativity. So I big fan of, like, those types of shows. Obviously, like, Queer Eye, love those. Things that are, like, I guess, created with to provide, I feel like, more inspiration, like, out there in a creative way. Love those. So, if you're a fellow binge watcher or in the need of a new show, highly recommend you check those out. I will also include my recommendations in the podcast, like, description. Like, when you're listening to the episode, there's, like, notes. So for each episode, there's notes. So I will put them there. Modern Family is great. And yeah, it's made me think about my family a lot, which has also been nice. Yeah. I mean, I just think sometimes with big family, it's so hard to see everyone all the time. And I feel like we want to get together more often, but our lives are so busy. Everyone has their own lives. But I do love that we make time for each other and we like have a family text group that we're super active in. So it is such a nice way for us to keep in touch, even though some of us are also in like different like states and countries. Like I have an aunt that lives in Germany, but she's still active in it. And we do like FaceTimes, like usually at least like once a month, if not twice. Especially if we haven't seen each other in a while. So just wanted to share those tips with you in case you are, away from your family or maybe trying to find ways to connect with them more. That's like also easy and connecting with a large group. Um, that has worked for my family because I feel like before this text group, we just texted each other individually and everyone, was less in the loop on everyone's lives. If you're close with your family or trying to connect with them, consider that message, like text message group. Um, it might be a good way. And since October is all about learning and, sharing learnings, I wanted to talk about this statement and something I learned from a recent course that I took, with Amy Porterfield, the course to Confident, and then I'm also doing her Digital Course Academy right now, was like a spinoff of the initial one that I did, so she's mentioned it in both, courses, but this saying, "Let it be easy." So she, like, spoke about this and, gave us her backstory. I'm not gonna get into all of that. I know she does her course every year, though, so around this time, I'm happy to send everyone a reminder if they're interested, but this concept of let it be easy and trying to apply that to your day-to-day life and how it's, like, helped her in her entrepreneur journey and even just as a person in general, so letting things be easy, which can be challenging because sometimes we run into, difficult situations or maybe we're stressed out about something, we're overwhelmed, we're basically, like, maybe not level-headed, and it's easy to, in those moments, just make things more difficult because, you get fixated on maybe the thing that's happening to you. But if you adopt this mindset of, let it be easy, it can help you continue to move forward and maintain momentum versus letting things be hard. And that is has been something that I really resonated with when she explained it, and I've been applying in my day-to-day life, and I am really liking applying this, like, mindset every day of, like, kind of, like, waking up and just letting it be easy, like, telling myself today's just gonna happen, there are gonna be things that are out of my control, in my control, let it be easy. Let me just get to this day, finish my workday, sign off, chill out for a second before I start my side hustle. And also, like, did Marco and I figure out dinner and, we try to spend time with each other. I feel like you can get to that point where you're like overwhelmed sometimes. I don't know if you can relate, but I have days like this. And I've been having days like this recently. But when I think to myself, let it be easy, it just like really gets me in this zen mindset of like chilling myself out. and and I'm not even necessarily stressed. I just feel like I even have some days where I just like am so ambitious with what I want to get done in the day. And then I'm like, half the day has passed, and I'm like, have I done this yet? Um, and that's just like even with little things, like things that I want to get done in the day that are like things I'm doing after work. Really, is usually what it is. I try to use my time wisely, like in the morning before I sign on to my like 9 to 5 job, but sometimes I get lazy and I do wake up early though. But this concept of let it be easy has just kind of like embrace what's happening. Don't make things more difficult for yourself and just keep moving forward. So I'm loving this new perspective. It is bringing me more peace in my day and helping me stay on track to accomplishing my goals and, things that I'm really passionate about and explore spending more time being a creator. So that is something that I am super excited to continue like doing and wanted to share with everyone listening in case this resonates with you and in case you're open to trying a new perspective. October is all about learning. A lot of the topics and things that I'm going to be sharing and talking about are, filtered through this lens of learning and me sharing knowledge with this community that I feel will resonate with you in your journey for growth and in your journey, even just your day to day life. So, you don't even need to be consciously growing. You just maybe need to you're open to new perspectives that might help your day go by easier in general. So, I hope you take something away from this, but if you don't, I am so excited to continue, embracing this idea of letting things be easy. It has been great so far. I still have my days, like, I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. Like, I can't just like flip a switch and be like, everything's gonna be easy, like, just because I want that and think that, be able to maintain that feeling, but the more you practice, the easier it gets, so I'm excited to continue this journey and thankful to Amy for sharing, her knowledge, because she has been through it, like, she's been an entrepreneur for I think 14 years. So she has lots of knowledge to give and she shares it free. I mean, a lot of it free on social, but also at, not crazy expenses. Um, that I am finding lots of value from taking her courses. So just wanted to share that with everyone. And if this does resonate with you, please DM me so that I can, take those learnings. And if this is type of content that you want to continue to keep hearing, like me sharing more of my learnings from Amy's course, let me know. That way I can keep that in mind as I write, think about content in the future because I do want to make sure that this podcast is something that, you're learning from and gaining knowledge from, or just honestly enjoying listening to. So, would appreciate if you could DM me if that's easiest. Um, but, and thank you for letting me share my learnings with you because I love to put, free knowledge out there that's intentional and do like waver from this mindset. It's helping me stay positive and, if needed, I feel like now Marco, like, can sense when I'm like, "Okay, maybe I need a outside reminder that's not just me," 'cause, sometimes we don't listen to ourselves, and that is not great, but, we're all a work in progress, so, um in speaking of, things that I'm learning and excited to share and things that I know are inspiring me to tap into my creativity more and my entrepreneurial side, I am attending an event hosted by Hello Sunshine, Reese Witherspoon's company. It's called Shine Away. I mean, it's basically programmed by her team, but I'm not a huge reader and I'm very excited to attend. At first, I thought it was more like targeted to people who were like, basically readers, just because I know she has her book club and things like that. But in looking into it more, it's basically a lot of female creatives, not just like authors, like other podcasters. I mean, women that own their own companies, Allison Felix, like lots of different just successful women across all walks of life and it looks like professions. So I'm super excited to be going to that. That's on October 21st. And if you're in LA on the 21st and listening to this episode before then, definitely check out the show notes. I will link to the page in case there's still tickets available. There's like two different pricing. I got just the regular, the cheaper one. I think it was under $200. And the other one was like the VIP version. Yeah, I got the Shine Pass, so it's $199. The Ultimate Shine was $350. Um, but I'm super excited, and you get so much even just with the Shine Pass. And there's a few musical performances, and also just all of the like, I guess what Reese is referring to them is female change makers because they truly are. Um, I'm super excited. I love Tracy Ellis Ross, and she's gonna be there, and I am, like, already fangirling over just getting to, like, listen to her speak, um, in such a, like, intimate setting, that I just can't even wait. I, like, have to get it all out now because, when I get there, I wanna, like, obviously not come off as, like, a stalker. So, letting it all out now. Um, yeah, there's just also so many other, like, Allison Felix and other women that I had just seen that seem like they are badass and are, like, living their dreams, so very excited to be in the presence of lots of women like that, and it's a full day event, so if you're near LA and that sounds interesting to you, definitely invest in yourself. I've learned from going to a lot of conferences like this because I've been doing this for years. Um, being around, like, in that environment that day is, at least for me, like, infectious because I'm around all of these women that are they all have different, like, backgrounds and journeys. Usually the events that I go to, they're very diverse, because I want that diverse mindset. Like, I'm a minority, but also I've had just so many different life experiences that I'm like, I just know that the more perspectives, in my opinion, the better. Um, so I love when, other companies are putting on these types of events, especially with women who are badass and entrepreneurs and, small business CEOs and things like that, influencers. So super excited to be going, and I know it's going to be a great event. I can't wait. So I wanted to share that with everyone because if you're listening to this and, in the area, it might be something that resonates with you. Um, Especially if you're, like, looking, just to be in that type of environment and that energy of, like, empowerment. Like, yes, you can do whatever you want. Highly recommend. And Mindy Kaling, yeah. Lots of heavy hitter names, which isn't the only reason I'm going. Because when I bought my ticket initially, there weren't a lot of people, like, attached to it yet, but the programming looks really great, so I am very excited, if you can't tell, since I have been talking about it for a minute now. But, I love learning in ways like this where I'm getting to, like, sometimes learn firsthand and be in this, like, just inspirational environment. It's moments like that that, like, kind of give me that boost of, like, I can do whatever I wanna do, and I love being in that mindset of, like, the sky's the limit, dream big, you can achieve your dreams. There's many different, like, paths and way to get there. It's really all about, like, perseverance and being willing to, like, do the work and also doing something that you're passionate about and that you love. I feel like seeing a lot of these women are doing things that they genuinely, like, love doing and they're passionate about, or they've just been so resilient in making sure they get, to live their dream and passion. So, they're at the beginning of their journey. So, it's inspiring to be around people like that, in my opinion. And I love those vibes. I'm like, give me more of those vibes. That's where I want to be one day. So I gotta surround myself with what I, like, want to be around. So super excited, and my best friend is coming with me. She's was gonna be in LA anyway for a concert, so now she's just coming a little early, and we're gonna go to this event. So it's gonna be a great day. I can't wait. Um, because for those of you who, like, don't know, I moved from New York and basically left all my friends behind. But I am near my family now, so it is exciting that I get to go to this event with my best friend because I don't get to see her that often. I haven't been away from New York that long, but still, like, we're 3,000 miles apart, so very excited for that. So I'm trying to be better at taking care of my health. Not that I have been neglecting my health, but I'm trying to be more mindful of it. And in doing that, been I basically scheduled all my doctor's appointments that I probably, like, should have kind of at least yearly. Um, so, in the past couple months, I've gone to the dentist. I got a new night guard. I have my physical soon and just checking all the boxes, making sure I'm healthy even though I know I am, just routine, things. And I'm proud of myself for that. But also I'm, like, near my family again, and my grandma's not that old, but she, like, does not get around. She's not active enough, and I don't wanna, like, control her or judge her. It's not coming from a judging place. She, like, needs to be more active. Like, everybody knows it. And she has a treadmill, but she doesn't, I mean, she's on her feet a lot, but I feel like she just, like, she's retired and, you know, the things she likes to do are, like, very sedentary things, but you still need to, like, move around. I just feel like the older you get, especially just so you know you're in your best health and you live long, and I selfishly just want her to live as long as possible because I love her and, I can't imagine just life without her, so I'm, like every time I see her recently, I feel like I'm, like, on her, not in a bad way, but checking in on her health, and in doing that, that's why I also wanna make sure I'm checking in on my health, I can't just be overly concerned with other people's health and not actually take care of myself too. Like, that's a little hypocritical. So, trying to be better at taking care of myself and work out. So, I am going to offer to do I think I did offer, but I need to follow up on my offer, I guess, to do Zumba with her. I'll go, because she does like doing Zumba, but I feel like she's more prone to go with someone else than go by herself. So she needs to be, like, a little bit peer pressured into it. So, I've decided I need to just do it maybe, like, once a week, and it'll also help me work out. So that's something I'm noodling with, and I'm like, "Is that also pathetic that this is the lengths I need to go to get myself to also work out?" Not sure, um, but I am excited at the idea of spending more time with my grandma and having this experience with her, which is why I'm, like, leaning into it because, having these memories with her, I feel like are going to be entertaining memories for sure because she's a character, and so am I, so the stories we will have, they'll be fun because my grandma also likes to tell stories, and I feel like when she tells them in her perspective, and then I know the other perspective, sometimes I'm like, we're skewing the story a bit, but, I just let her do her thing, so I usually don't need to interject unless something that I'm like, that did not happen," and I have been, like, directly, like, involved or some sort of way, like, I don't wanna get pulled in the drama more, so I will, like, set it straight if needed, but I am excited to do Zumba, so more to come there, and I will definitely share stories, um, if they're, entertaining enough. Because usually my grandma's a hoot, so excited that I get the opportunity to spend more time with her, one-on-one. Because I've been away for a lot of years, so I haven't always, like, had, like, lots of one-on-one time with her, like some of my other, cousins have, or siblings, just because I've been away, so wanna make sure, you spend time with your loved ones, you just never know, so, um, very excited to get to hang out with her more, whether, she likes it or not. 'Cause she could be like, I don't wanna do this," and I'm like, "But don't you?" Because she does like doing things, I feel like she just it gets used to her routine that she also is like, I don't wanna go out of my way," or something like that, so, a little coercing, all for a good cause, though. I don't know if anyone else here can relate if you live near your family and, have to kind of encourage them to be healthy, um, or check in on their health a lot. Like, I've definitely been in that situation too where I'm, like, just, trying to get your parents to be healthy when you maybe are realizing that, like, they have there's some unhealthy things going on, and it's not in a judging way, it's just, like, a wanting them to be their best self, like, you know, health-wise. That there's such a fine line there, I found with family, but, with especially people close to me, I don't really always uh, I don't wanna say I don't care about those boundaries, but I guess I'm like, I rather, like, maybe ruffle a little feathers for the greater good of, like, someone's health than, like, just totally turn a blind eye to something, because I love that person and I want, if to see if they're okay, and if, maybe they're not okay, and then it's like, okay, like, we need to, rally together and be there for that person, so that's something that I feel like I'm just tapping into that more now that I've been home for 3 months and, I'm seeing my family more regularly, and it's definitely nice. It's definitely nice, and I love getting to, spend time with them sometimes, like, any opportunity I can get, especially if it's like, we haven't seen each other, like, or talked much, like, in a few weeks, because I love just being close to my family and having a big family. Um, it's so great. So just wanted to share that in case, it's something that you can relate to, or maybe you needed a little nudge or inspiration to check in with a family member or a loved one or even, a friend, because life just gets so busy sometimes. I've fallen into those traps where I'm like so wrapped up in my own world, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, when's the last time I've seen or talked to this person that, means a lot to me? Um, and sometimes, for me, that's like weeks or just depends. But I'm trying to be better at keeping in touch with people. It's all a balance, but just making sure that I'm, staying involved in people's lives that I wanna stay involved in. Um, but it is all a balancing act. So, we all do our best, but sometimes we could use a reminder to, reach out and check in on someone that maybe haven't talked to in a minute, someone that is going through something, that might need a friend. Just spread the kindness and the love, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Until next week. Talk soon.
Music and editing done by Marco. You can find him at midnight, MIDNITE_mind80 on Instagram for more of his work.